You look at Africa today, if somebody like myself, I need 38 visas to move around. How do I now invest if I'm not able to move around? 38 visas doesn't make sense. Nobody has time to go and apply for a visa, take your passport, and whatever. And most of them, they don't do visa on arrival. So we look at that one, free movement of people, free movement of goods and services. These are critical areas. Without this, there's no way we are going to have a very prosperous Africa. Because with this, I cannot move my goods from Nigeria, from Lagos, to Republic of Benin. And when you try to cross the border, you can be there for a week if you are lucky. If you are not lucky, you don't know anybody, you're going to be there for 2 weeks. There's no way you can do a trade with your neighbors like this. Then we look at the sector of transportation. When you look at it, most of the people who own ships that move goods around, they are owned by other nationalities, not Africans. And it costs us, for example, to go from Lagos, port, to Accra, more than coming from Spain to Lagos. Then you talk about aviation. When you talk about aviation, from Lome to Accra, somebody will charge you $600. How do you move around? People cannot afford this kind of, $600 is a lot of money. How do I take my content out of trouble? Because we cannot continue. Every day we import food, we import whatever that we consume. Okay, so we decided that, look, the best thing that for us to do is to look at what are the needs of Africa. And the needs of Africa is petroleum products, fertilizers. Today, Makcha, we are going to be, about 2.5 years, will be the largest fertilizer company in the world. We are putting up 12 million tons of urea. We are opening up a mines of potash and phosphate in Congo, Brazzaville. We are now going into power, 20,000 megawatts. We are building the biggest deep sea port of 18 meters draft. We are doing LNG. So why? Because we have now actually free of our assets and we can actually raise more money. Our cash flow now is very, very strong. But what do we want to do with all this money? What we are trying to do is to now say, okay, fine, how can African countries and Africans most especially benefit from this? Our own mission in Dangote is to look at critical needs of Africa and make sure that, yes, we make those critical areas a reality. Because if you don't do that, it's just like now, you look at it, how can we in Africa be exporting 80% of the cocoa of the world? Every single cocoa is being shipped in beans. Simple, you process it. How much will it cost? And if you keep waiting for foreign investors are very smart, they are not going to come. They will only come when they see our own commitment. So that's why for us now, we have also changed. Because if you look at it, most of our companies, we own super majority. 89%, 90%, 92%, some 100%. And we're saying that no, for us to grow up at scale, we need to make sure that we have partnership. We should also collectively get Africans to buy shares. Like now the refinery we are going to list. When we list, we are going to ask Africans to do, and we want to de-risk also their own capital. So when we are paying dividend, all our dividends will be in dollars. And you can choose either you want Naira, or you want dollars, or you want South African rand. Whatever that you need, we'll pay. But it is going to be calculated and paid for in dollars.
You say that there are 400 mini dams in Nigeria, roughly. You told us. What will be your plan for IFC and you, the World Bank Group as a whole, to work with you on these 400 dams? What do you envisage as big investment?
What we need to do is actually, because some of them, they just need a bit of desilting. Some of them, they need some repairs of the equipment because they have not been put to use, all of them, majority of them. So when we do this, what we are doing, all these people that are around the dams will actually totally transform their lives. Once the dams are working, people will go now, they will farm, there is water, they can do irrigation. Once the irrigation is there, people can actually have a livelihood throughout the year. So this one will empower people. It will take out poverty, it will create prosperity, and most of all these conflicts we are having, especially in the Sahel, they'll go away. Because why do you think that people want to go now and risk their lives and be notorious in killing people? It's because they have no jobs. So these are one area which I believe ourselves as a private sector, IFC and the World Bank Group, we should get together to find a solution. I started with trading, selling 4 trucks of cement every day. My uncle was giving me allocation of cement. I was taking the cement to sell. There was difficulty in getting cement that time in Nigeria. So, and the 500,000 naira, which was then $500,000, I didn't use the money. 3 months later, I returned the money to my grandfather, who actually gave me this. But my uncle was in cement business. He was importing under the government license, and I was getting 4 trucks every day, automatic, from him. People will come and pay me money and say, okay, I'm going to come back in 6 months to collect my cement. So I had too much cash. I returned his cash. But that time, I was a bit risk averse. So I wanted to stick to my cement. It was only in 1981 that I started importation of, sugar. 5,000 tons was the first license that I got to go and import sugar. So when you look at this one, you look back and say, okay, fine. That's where I came from, selling of 4 trucks a day. And these are the kind of people now that you are talking about, because I was there.
But I wanted people to hear these stories. I know they heard part of these stories, but I think that the vision that you have for the continent, I want you to reiterate to everybody and clearly and unequivocally that we are fully supporting what you are doing.
No, thank you.
And for us, industrialization of Africa, we require people to take risks.
Risk, definitely, yes.
Invest in it. And if institutions like ours are not here to support that, it will not happen.
It will happen.
It will not happen. We need to take risks. We need to believe in the industrialization of the continent. And we need also to bring everybody around the table, policymakers, industrialists and private sector like us, institutions like ours, to try to do together.